and then click create. For me personally, I have created my project Turtle 1.2, and by clicking on this file symbol we can see the files inside it. And now we have to create the main Python file where we can write the main code. Main Python, okay. Here we can import the necessary libraries and write the main code. Like for this project we will import the Turtle library. We can write from Turtle import Turtle. By this line, I'm importing the classes Turtle and Screen from Turtle library to be able to create the required objects. For the screen, we will create screen object. I will name it screen. In this way, the class should begin with the uppercase letter. Now I have created the screen object. When I run this code, the screen will be shown for a few milliseconds. We can't see anything. So to keep it open, we have to use a function which is exit on click, like this screen, using the object name and then exit on click. And the screen now is shown. When I click on the screen, it exits or closes. Now to create the screen that popped up to ask the user to enter their guess or the color of the winning turtle in their opinion.
Now to change the dimensions of our screen, the width and height, we can use the function set up in screen class, and the parameters we have to use width and enter 500, and height at second parameter, which is gonna be 800. Let's run and see the canvas dimensions change that is we entered.
Let's say this is our origin here, where x-axis and y-axis are 0, so the point here is 0, 0. This is x and this is y. Negative x, negative 4. We have to think about it as Cartesian coordinates. Okay, so we say for height, we said this total height is 800, which logically means this area is 400. So to move something from the origin or from any point on the x-axis, we need to use a number between 0 and plus 400. And to use this area, we need a number between 0 and minus 400. It's the same thing for the width. We said it is 500. Let me choose something else. The width, this is 500, which means this part is 250 as length, and to use or to move something from here or any point on the y-axis to any point inside this area, we need a number between 0 maybe or any number and plus 250. And to use this area or this area, we need any number between 0 and minus 250. This information is really important for like deciding where are the edges. For example, our turtles will go from up to down. They are gonna be moving from here to here. So the edge the winning edge, or the, let me say, end edge, is gonna be here. Here, exactly here, the point is larger, less than 400, but it's larger. Like, you know, in negative numbers, 390 minus 390 is larger than 400 minus 400. Okay, after creating and understanding the canvas, let's say the race place or race road, we want to pop up a question, or like the screen that asks the user to input their guess about the winning turtle color. This can be done using a function in screens, in the screen class. Let's say screen text input. Here the parameters are title, which is enter your prompt, from where the user enters her or his guess. So now let's run the code again and see what we will get. Yes, that's the screen. Let's enter. Okay, now we have to store the user's input in a variable. Let me name it guess. Now we have the user's input in a variable. We can save it and use it, like, and compare it with another variable. Now, usually to create a turtle or an object using turtle class, until now we were using screen class. We have to create an object. Let me name it Jim. Okay, using turtle class, we need the brackets, and to change Jim's shape, we can use shape function, and inside the brackets of the function, as parameters, we can write the shape name. Like, I want it to be turtle. Let me show you. Yeah, to change the color, we can use color function, and in the same way we can just write or type the color. Yes, it's red turtle. But imagine if we have to create 10 turtles or 10 circles or dots. It's gonna be really hard to create, like, to rewrite these prompts for each turtle. That's why we recommend to use range. So we can use it in this way for I in range that begins from 0 to 10. Let's name our object as T, as in general. So let's create it, turtle, and for the color, I need a different color for each turtle. So I may store the turtle's colors in a list as colors. We can type the list colors. For me, I have a ready list, okay, with 10 colors. So to choose a different color each time from this list, we may use the index feature. Color using the square brackets, and I is gonna change for each turn around. Like at the beginning is gonna be 0 to start by with 0, which is red, and after it finishes creating the first turtle, it's gonna be like, it's gonna increase by 1 because it's gonna be default. I didn't choose what is gonna be the change amount every time, so it's gonna be 2. The value I is gonna be 2. When it's 2, it's gonna choose yellow, but when it's 1, it's gonna be orange, and then when it's 3, brown, 4, pink, and so on. The shape is gonna be the same for all of the turtles. The shape helps us to choose the shape. I'm gonna choose it as circle. Let's see the result. Okay, we created 10 different turtles, but the problem is they are all on the origin. To change their place or to send them somewhere else, we will use a function that is goTo. We may use the coordinates x and y, the axes actually, like x is gonna be something less than 250 and more than minus 150, in that range. We may choose minus 230. So our turtles are gonna race from up to bottom. The starting point is gonna be less than 400, so I will choose 380. Let's see our results. Yeah, but we have a problem. They are drawing line when they are changing their place. We can use pinup function. Let's check again. Yes, but we need to fix the point position. Let's just take them a little bit to the right side, which means we have to change the x axis point. Add append function, we have to enter the object that we want to add to the list, which is our turtle. Now let's move to the movement part. We have created the window, the canvas, the racers, and we are able to set them in their places. And now let's move them like forward. A variable about the race false, which means the race didn't begin yet. If our user enters their guess, if our guess becomes true, the race will begin, will be true. Sorry, will be true. Don't forget the colons. Okay, now let's use the while loop. While our race is true or began, for each turtle in our list turtle, if the y coordinates of that turtle, I mean the turtle may be number 1 or 2 or 3, it's gonna loop inside this list. If the y coordinate is on the edge or like after the edge, the race is gonna stop, gonna be paused, and then that's gonna be after if let's say using y-core function, if the y coordinates of that turtle is less than or equal to minus 380, then the race is gonna stop, and that means that that specific turtle is the winner, which is y colors. The color of, we need actually the color of that winner turtle to compare it with the input color of the user to guess or to decide if the user won or not. Now, if the winner color equals the guess, let's print using the if string u else the user lost, else the user lost. Print now to make the turtles move in a random distance forward, we will create distance variable, and here we need to choose a random number between, for me my range is gonna be between 1 and 10, so I need to import the random library, here I can inside random can use rand int between 1 and 10. Now I can tell my object to move forward by that distance. And that's it for now. Let's try our code. Okay. We have another problem. See, they are going in a different direction. So we have to choose the direction they will go to. We want our turtles to go from north to south. So here is 0, this direction's angle is 0, this direction's angle is 90, and here 180, and here is 270. So we just have to change the heading direction, the angle actually. Set heading function 270. I am gonna choose pink. This is my guess. Started. It seems like blue is gonna win. Yeah, I lost. Blue is the winner. There is something weird here. I didn't want it to print something like this. So after testing our code in the output section, the output does not show the color itself. It shows something like a tuple. The problem is because of this function. I chose the wrong function actually. I had to choose pen color, not the color of the turtle. I mean the pen color of the turtle. Now if we test the code again, let me say loop